Hey guys, I'm Rebecca and this is my channel Bex Beauty. I wanted to go ahead and film this full coverage foundation routine for you, and it also featured a little bit of highlighting and contouring, and I hope you guys enjoy. This is definitely for a fuller face because the highlighting and contouring techniques that I'm using are to elongate the face opposed from widen the face. So hopefully you guys can pick up a few tricks along the way. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and comment them down below. If you like this video, you can go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more, go ahead and subscribe. Thanks. I'm going to start off by using the Smashbox Pore Minimizing Primer, and I'm going to apply this obviously to my pore areas, and I'm pressing that into the pores, the sides of the nose, the chin, the forehead, and really making sure that part of my skin is fully covered. And then I'm going to go ahead and rub it all over the rest of my face just so I can have an even layer of product. Now I'm going to be mixing together two foundations. Both are from MAC. One is an NW20 and one is NC15. And I mixed them together because my face is so pale. I wanted to warm it up a little bit because I will be highlighting and contouring, and I didn't want my highlight shade to be the same as my overall face shade. So I'm just using that on a brush and I'm stiffening that into my face just so I can have as full of coverage as possible, and this is the technique that's going to give that to you. So yeah, just applying product and I'm pushing that into my face. I'm being careful around my hairline. If you have dark hair, you want to be careful with a full coverage foundation because it will make it look a little bit ashy looking. It's a new brush, so I could not get the shedding off of my face. And I'm just I'm stiffening that into my face. Just creating an even layer. I should have put my hair back. I'm an idiot. I'm going to go in with a smaller brush around the hairline and right underneath my eyes just to make everything kind of blend a little bit better, and also around my eyebrows. You just want to make sure everything is covered. Now I'm taking my Beauty Blender and I'm just going to go ahead and roll that across my face. Why I'm rolling it is because this technique is going to, 1, eliminate brush strokes, and 2, remove any excess product that the brush might have left behind. Because I've already patted the product into my skin, I really don't have to. That was just force of habit. But no, with this technique, I just merely wanted to run it along my face. Now I'm going to conceal. I'm using the MAC Pro Longwear in NC15 and Makeup Forever Invisible Lift. One is very yellow and one is very pink. So I'm just applying that underneath my eyes a lot of it. And you'll see as I want to move on to some of the little acne guys that I have, I don't want to add more product. I just take the excess product that's on my finger while I'm starting to blend out my under eyes, and I'm using that wherever I feel like I need it. And now I'm blending this out with the Beauty Blender. So you want to go ahead and pat that into the skin, and it's okay if it goes you know, on other parts of the skin that need a little bit extra coverage because it is not too much lighter than the foundation that we just used. Just make sure everything's covered. Now I'm going to highlight and contour using the MAC Pro palette. This is MAQ, and this is a professional foundation palette, and I'm going to be using the lightest shade underneath my eyes and in the high points of my face. So I'm creating a V again, just similar like I did with the concealer, but I'm not going to bring it all the way to my hairline. I'm going to stop it right beneath my eyebrow, pretty much. If you have a fuller face, you do not want to go all the way to the hairline. If you have a very small, thin face, I would definitely recommend bringing the highlight all the way to the hairline. But in this case, we're not. You just want to make sure you have a full coverage amount completely underneath the skin. This is a drier formula, so you really don't need as much product, but to have a full coverage, you want to make sure it's even. I'm applying some right above my lip now, and I'm going to carry down that triangle just a little bit more. Now along my chin, this is very important for anyone that doesn't have a prominent chin or that has a double chin, because you want to make sure that feature is forward. Now a slight line just along my bridge of my nose. Now I'm bringing it up towards my forehead, and I'm just going to start fanning that out. I don't want to take that highlight shade past the point of my brow because that will widen the forehead too much. I'm just fanning it out right before that arch. If you have a small forehead, you're going to want to apply more highlight. Now I'm just etching a little bit of a line right below where we're going to put the contour in the hollows right there, just to keep everything clean. This is the contour shade. It's the darkest shade in the palette, and I'm applying it underneath my lip, into the hollows of my face here. This is what's going to really give you that shadowed look. And I'm just kind of swiping that down, but I'm not going directly towards my lip. I'm going to leave at least an inch of space in between. And I'm going from right above my ear and going kind of rounded down, just to thin out those sides a little bit. Now we're going to go ahead at the temples. This is going to make an appearance that it is definitely thinner through the sides of the face, and shorten the forehead on the sides and on top. And I'm just dragging that across my forehead. If you have a very small forehead, you want to avoid using too much contour. And now I'm etching out on the sides of my chin here and right below. Again, this is very important with anyone with a very round face, or for someone that has a double chin. This is going to make the chin pop out, especially when you go in and etch a little bit right at your jawline, because you want to create a jawline if you don't have one, or a prominent one, I should say. Now I'm taking a small brush and I'm just doing a very tiny line on each side of the highlight of the nose. This is just going to help straighten it out. And my nose points up, so I'm applying some right beneath the tip of my nose and on the nostrils. And I'm just showing you the sides of it and what it looks like. And now I'm going to go ahead and blend this out with the Beauty Blender. I sprayed my Beauty Blender with Fix Plus because it's, like I said, a drier formula. I want a little extra dampness as I'm blending that out. And you want to make sure as you're blending out, you are not getting into the contour shades, because that will make it look muddy. We are going to use a different brush to blend that out with. My Beauty Blender like caved in. I think it's time for a new one. I've had this one for way too long. And just continue to blend out very carefully along the nose now, and on the forehead. Watch the brows. And really make sure you have no creasing underneath the eyes. Now I'm blending it out with a brush, and I'm blending and swiping because I want to remove a little bit of product, but I also want to push some product in. So I'm going in an up and out motion. When you are contouring, you want to make sure that you're blending up opposed from down, because if you blend down, you're just going to probably darken the face too much. If you blend up, it's just going to ensure that your zones are going to be clean. And I'm just wiping along at the jawline there and underneath the lip, just so there's no prominent lines. And there I go again, just blending up towards the hairline, so that just is very soft. And blending around the forehead. Make sure everything is nicely blended from the highlight to the contour. And I'm blending out the contour on the nose with my finger, just so it's very clean. Now I'm going to go ahead and set my highlight zones with MAC Studio Fix powder in NC15, and I'm applying a generous amount. This is a full coverage powder, so you'll start to notice that it's going to definitely blur out all the highlight zones that we did and create a smoother appearance. Now I'm using Tantric from Marc Jacobs, and I'm going to dust this in all my contour spots. This is going to be basically our transition shade before we apply our contour shades, so the contour shades don't grab patchy or muddy on a wet or cream product. We want to make sure you have a little bit of a buffer. So that is what this is acting as. Just blend that throughout this shape, the face shape. Now I'm taking the top two powders. One is Bone Beige and one is Shadowy. Both are from MAC. And I'm taking that on a fluffy pointed brush, and I'm just going to pop that into the hollows of my face, focusing more of that depth around my hairline opposed from bringing it too far down. And definitely etching out the jawline and the chin to create a sharper appearance. Oh my goodness. And around the temples, of course. And it looks a little stark right now, but we will go back in with that fluffy brush and make sure everything is completely blended. And again, focus the hollows there, really closer to the hairline, opposed from bringing down that really ashy dark shade too far down the face. That'll look a little bit too drag-like. Go ahead and blend that out now with that fluffy brush that we use with the bronzer. And again, blending up. You don't want to blend down, unless it's at the chin, of course. Because you want to make sure your face definitely matches your neck. Now I'm taking the Emphasize powder from MAC that's also in that palette, and I'm just applying that to the highlight zones again to make them a little bit brighter, because why the hell not? I don't know what the hell I'm looking for. Oh, a little brush. I'm going to just set the contours of my nose with those same colors very lightly. I almost forgot that. I didn't want to mess up the highlight, so that's why I'm using a very little brush. Now I'm taking Perfect Topping from MAC. This is a mineralized skin finish, and I'm going to apply a generous heaping amount to basically my whole face. No, just the cheekbones here. I'll hit the bridge of my nose, my upper lip, my chin, and my forehead. I'll also apply a little bit of my tear ducts. A little tip, if you feel like your highlight's not standing out, go ahead and spray your brush with some Fix Plus. Oh boy, with some Fix Plus, and that will definitely make the highlight be a little bit more pronounced. And now I'm blending it out with my finger because I definitely want to keep it very clean, but just clean up those edges. Now I'm taking the purple blush from the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Blush palette. And I'm taking again that purple shade, and I'm going to pop that between the highlight and the contour and just blend that out to the hairline. And go ahead and take a fluffy brush again and just make sure there is a nice seamless blend and flawless look to all of it. Now go ahead and spray your fix with any setting spray or hydrating mist that you'd like, and you're done. Thanks, guys.